The dignity of work. Chapter 1: A Father's Concern. In the village of Sundarpur, there lived a prosperous farmer named Raghav. He was known for his vast fields, healthy cattle, and bountiful harvests. Through years of hard work, he had built a comfortable life for his family. However, despite all his success, Raghav had one deep concern: his 3 sons, Arjun, Varun, and Kiran. Unlike their father, the 3 brothers showed no interest in farming. They had grown up in luxury, always having enough food, new clothes, and everything they desired. Since they had never known hardship, they took their father's success for granted. Instead of helping in the fields, they spent their time roaming around the village, playing games, and chatting with friends. One evening, as Raghav sat outside his house, watching the sun set over his golden fields, he sighed. His lifelong efforts had given his family comfort, but what would happen when he was gone? Would his sons be able to manage the farm? Would they even care? His wife, Meera, noticed his worried expression and asked, "Why do you look so troubled?" "I fear for our children," Raghav admitted. "They do not understand the value of hard work. They believe that wealth and food will always be there for them, without effort." Meera sighed. "They are young. Perhaps they will understand in time." "I cannot wait for time to teach them," Raghav said. "I must find a way to show them the dignity of work before it is too late." That night, as he lay in bed, an idea struck him. A smile spread across his face. Chapter 2: The Tale of the Hidden Treasure. The next morning, Raghav gathered his 3 sons and said, "My children, I have something important to tell you. There is a hidden treasure buried in our fields." "A treasure?" Arjun asked, his eyes lighting up with excitement. "Yes," Raghav continued. "Long ago, my father told me that our land holds a great fortune. If you find it, you will never have to worry about money again." Varun grinned. "Where is it?" "You must find it yourselves," Raghav replied. "Start digging the fields, and I promise, if you put in the effort, you will discover the treasure." The 3 brothers, who had never shown interest in farming before, suddenly became eager. They imagined gold coins, precious gems, and expensive ornaments buried beneath the soil. The next day, they picked up spades and began digging. From sunrise to sunset, they worked tirelessly, turning over every inch of the field. For days, they continued their search, but no treasure was found. Finally, exhausted and frustrated, Kiran threw his spade to the ground. "Father, we have dug up the entire field, but there is no treasure." Raghav, who had been watching them silently, smiled. "You may not have found gold or silver, but you have discovered something far more valuable." Arjun frowned. "What do you mean?" "Look at the field," Raghav said. "Because of your hard work, the soil is now loose and ready for planting. You have unknowingly prepared the land for the best crop we have ever grown." The brothers looked around. It was true. The once hard soil was now soft and fertile. "But this is not treasure," Varun protested. "You are wrong, my son," Raghav said gently. "The true treasure of life is hard work and the rewards it brings. Now, let us plant seeds and see the real magic happen." Reluctantly, the brothers agreed. Chapter 3: A Season of Hard Work. Since they had already put so much effort into digging, the brothers decided to go one step further and plant crops. Under their father's guidance, they sowed seeds, watered them daily, and protected the fields from birds and animals. At first, the work felt tiring, and their bodies ached. They had never labored so hard before. But slowly, something changed. They began to feel a deep satisfaction as they saw their plants growing, days turned into weeks, and the fields transformed. Green shoots appeared, growing taller with each passing day. The brothers started to enjoy their work. "Father, look," Kiran said one morning. "The plants are growing so well," Raghav nodded. "Because you have given them care and effort. Just like hard work nourishes the land, it also builds character." For the first time, the brothers felt a sense of pride in their work. Chapter 4: The Golden Harvest. Months passed, and the crops ripened. The fields were now covered in golden grains, waving gently in the wind. The harvest season arrived, and it was the most abundant crop they had ever seen. On the day of harvest, the entire village came to help. The brothers worked alongside their father, cutting and gathering the grains. At the end of the day, when they saw the massive piles of grains stacked in their barn, they finally understood. "This," Arjun said, "is the real treasure. We worked hard, and we have earned this with our own hands," Varun added. Kiran smiled. "Father, we were foolish to think that work was beneath us. We now know its true value." Raghav placed his hands on their shoulders, his heart full of pride. "I am glad you have understood. Wealth that is inherited can be lost, but wealth earned through hard work lasts forever. That is the dignity of work." From that day on, the three brothers took responsibility for the farm. They no longer wasted their time idly, and under their care, the farm flourished even more. Years later, when Raghav grew old and passed away, his sons continued his legacy. They became the most respected farmers in the village, and people often came to them for advice, and so, the lesson their father had taught them lived on, passing down from generation to generation. Moral of the story: hard work is the true wealth of life. It brings prosperity, dignity, and self-respect. No work is beneath anyone, and success comes only to those who earn it through effort and perseverance.